Hello, WI Beginning Band. This is our lesson in distance learning for the alto saxophone. This is our first lesson, so we'll kind of take it from the top. The reed goes in your mouth, and the mouthpiece goes onto the neck. If you need cork grease, you should add it sparingly. Let me know if you need any supplies, cork grease or reeds, and we can have them shipped to your house, or we can figure out a way to get them to you. Once the reed is hydrated or wet, which I've already done, which is important because you can see that the reed is nice and flat and will vibrate easier on the mouthpiece if it is hydrated. So if you just throw it on there really quickly, or if you've left it on there, it's all wavy, it's not going to sit on these rails where it makes the sound. It's going to kind of be all curled up there, and it's going to be like blah, 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 and it will sound that way. So hydrate your reed. Hydrate means to add water. I'm putting on the reed. My fingers can actually adjust it very carefully without ever touching the top of the reed, and I can add the ligature. Again, the flat goes on top of the flat. What do you think about that? And I will actually show you where I think the reed should be. Really just a very small black line where you can blow. I don't think we need to warm up with that, but we can put that into our saxophone, being very careful of the register key that sticks out. We just want to put this over it, shimmy down, make sure that the line lines up with the register key. We tighten up our set screw, and we're ready to go. We're going to do some sound production, and so if we really start at the beginning of this book, we can go right on page 6 and jump into it. If we want to go over our notes, we're looking at the top of page 6 and the top of page 8. There are 2 golden boxes there. So in those golden boxes, we see 5 notes: G, A, B, C, and all the fingers down, and the register key for our D. Now, it's important to actually keep your fingers on the keys, but not grab onto the saxophone with them. The neck strap is going to hold your saxophone, and you should be able to just bring your hands over like Pac-Man, waka, 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 and avoid all those evil side keys, and effortlessly your fingers can find the keys. So for a warm-up, we're going to do whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and eighth notes. We're going to do all 5 of those notes, so that would be the 75-note insane scale. Here we go. Very simple warm-up. We went through all of our notes on page 6 and on 8. G, A, B, C, and D. We kept a nice pattern: whole note, half notes, quarter notes, eighth notes. You can feel it. Should feel it. It's going to give you better chops and going to give you a better sound. There are exercises here on page 6 and 7 that you can go over. There's up and down, there's take 5. But based on our last class, I think you all are ready to move on. And if you look on page if you look on page 9, exercise number 26. It's called Accent on Alto Saxophone. This is your self-assessment that you can move on to page 10. And we've talked about that before, but we're going to do it right now. Maybe you haven't played for a couple weeks and you want to try it. Just taking a look at it, you would break it down with all the strategies that you've learned. The first being count it, say it, finger it, and play it. We look here, and you should recognize that there are two measure phrases, and the phrases are indicated by the breath mark or asterisk, and that would be the first that you would count. So in the first two measures, it's plum, 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 watermelon. And the notes are C, D, C, D, C. And then you would try and play that. The next two measures have the patterns in music that repeat. If you go to the next two measures, you notice that we have the repeat of the same rhythmic pattern. So patterns in music repeating themselves, helping us out. We can skip counting and just say the notes to the same pattern before. B, C, D, C, B. Now again, these two phrases here are seeing if you can play C to D and back again. It's challenging you to be able to play all your keys and then just one key. So that's the idea, and that's the self-assessment. You might have to play it a few times. So fingering it again, B, C, D, C, B. And the D again is with all fingers grabbing it. Again, I was singing the wrong pitches, but my intention was to get those notes. So maybe I should just say them. B, C, D, C, B. And hold that last B out for 4 beats. Again, measures 5 and 6 are going to have the same rhythm pattern of plum, 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 watermelon. A, D, A, D, A. Let's play it. And the last two measures have pretty much the same rhythm, except for instead of a watermelon, it ends with a, you guessed it, a pair, and then a pair rest. So make sure you try and play that half note for just 2, and you're off on beat 3. So here we have G, B, D, B, G, rest. Rest. Now, typically I would play through the whole piece, but I'd like you to play it yourself. Stop the video, try it, and if you can play this part, you should go on to the next page with us. If not, I would stop and play any of the exercises 15 through 25, and that will help you. All these melodies are pretty much in your head, and you'll be able to know whether you're playing the right notes or not, and then you should try again number 26, and at that point, move on to the next part of the lesson. Again, any of those songs would include Eau Claire de la Lune, Jingle Bells, Donkey Round, Dreidel Dreidel, and play them with your same routine of count it, say it, finger it, play it. Break it down into small phrases. Don't try and play the whole song. Play just 2 measures. Repeat that a few times. Go on. And once you've done that, then try the whole song. So at this point, we're going to assume we're ready to move on to page 10. And we'll look up into the top corner of the golden box and see our new note F sharp. So here is G, and F sharp will be the middle finger below G. So to make sure that I have the right sound, I'm going to play a G first and then add that finger with the F sharp. Very nice. So to make sure that you're comfortable with this F sharp and your other notes, there is an exercise right below that, number 27, called reaching down. Again, there's a few tricks in there with some quarter note rest, and let's go through it together. The first two measures is all I'm going to attempt right off the bat, and I'm going to count it first. I see pair, pair, plum, 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 rest. Let's add the notes. Right? We could say the notes, but let's say and finger them, and we can cut down one step. And what I mean by that is we're going to singer it. Ready? Say and finger at the same time. G, F sharp, G, F, G, rest. Now, if we said the sharps and all the flats, I think we can't actually keep the rhythm with a good tempo. So we're going to leave those out and just know that all Fs are F sharp in this piece, as indicated by the sharp sign in front of the note. So here we go. G, F, G, F, G. Let's play it. Rest. Our next two measures have a very simple pattern. It's plum, 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 pair, rest. The notes are A, B, C, B, A, rest. Play it, 2, ready, go. Rest. This one might need you to play it again, so let's try it slower. Rest. Again. Again. The next rhythm is 2 half notes and 3 quarter notes. So we have pair, pair, plum, 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 rest. A, F sharp, A, F sharp, rest. Without the sharps in there, it gives us more of the rhythm sense so that when we play it, we're in time. So A, F, rest. Rest. Again, slower. Here we go. Another time and ready, play. Now, with the last two measures, we notice we have a rest here on beat 2. Just seeing that, we should be aware that that's kind of different than what we've done in the past. So we should be aware that the sound will be different with the rest on beat 2. So let's prepare for that. We've got plum, rest, plum, plum, watermelon. Let's count that again. We might even want to clap it. Plum, rest, plum, plum, watermelon. So now that we've counted the last phrase, let's say the notes. G, A, F sharp, G. And now we play it. Again. One more time, slower, go. Each of these phrases in themselves are your exercises, your etudes right now. You're breaking them down, trying to figure out how to get from A to F sharp or any of the other intervals that they're having you play. And in a sense, you're training your fingers. So to play them repeatedly is the quickest way to get these skills under your hands and prepare you to play the song on this page, which is Marianne. Let's try the entire song, Reaching Down. The best idea is to try and sing the notes in your head as you're playing and clear your thoughts. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. sure you hold that whole note for 4 beats. You know, if you think about it, 1, 2, 3, 4. Measures 5 and 6 are nah, 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 nah. Add your register key, you can really get that. It's what I hear. On the same page as Marianne, and that is the first song that we're going to play as the beginning band in our concert at the end of the year. Whether it's on stage at WI or whether we do it online, and I can collect the recordings and try and mix it together, it doesn't matter. We're going to play Marianne. So please stay tuned for the video for Marianne coming soon to the WI Beginning Band page.